And I shouldn't move now. Vavoi. Shalom. תודה for gathering here. תודה to בעלת הבית for her beautiful הכנסת אורחים. וואי, זה כותל מערבי. Yeah, I miss ירושלים so much. I will start with a Dvar Torah. It's not very nice to say it here, but this is the Midrash of this parasha. Parashat Vayechi. Yaakov Avinu says to his sons, Na, al tikbereni b'Mitzrayim. Please, I don't want to get buried in the Galut. Yosef says the same thing. V'ha'alitem et atzmotai mize. Please take my bones from here to Eretz Israel. I don't want to be buried here. And the Midrash says, it's a hard Midrash, I know, and I ask for your slicha from the beginning. The Midrash says Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi is walking with Rabbi Eliezer, and suddenly they see someone coming to be buried in Eretz Israel. Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi spits on the floor, poo, and says, "Vatavo'u vatetam'u et artzi." You did not live in Eretz Israel. You came to die in Eretz Israel. Rabbi Eliezer tells him, you shouldn't speak that way. Maybe he couldn't come to Eretz Israel. And Eretz Israel is the Ima. Vechiper admato amo. Ima forgives for everything. She is not mad with you, even if you did not visit her in her hard hours, even if she did not see you for such a long time, even if you did not ask enough. Ma shlomech, Yerushalayim? We should. It's written in Tehillim, Sha'alu Shalom Yerushalayim. Ima says it's okay that you are not with me. But one thing I want from you, says the Midrash. Daven for me, my children. I need your tefillot. Eretz Israel is not in a simple state right now. The quarrels with the elections and all the things against Torah life, it's not easy. Eretz Israel needs your tefillot. We need your tefillot to have Ahava gdola between us. It's so sad that we see that we have such love, chas v'shalom, when there is war. Why can't we love in the regular days? A few weeks ago, no one remembers, there was a big war in Eretz Israel. I came back from a shiur. It was a shiur in Tveria, and there was a huge pkak. How do you say pkak? Traffic jam. Yeah. I have to start and say that it's a promise. If you help me with my broken English, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will help you with your broken Hebrew. It's a deal. We made a deal. So we stood there in a huge traffic jam, standing. Why? Because many trucks full of soldiers were traveling to the south, to the war, and we just stood there, and suddenly one soldier took his head out of the truck and said, "Ine Rabbanit azot, Yemima Mizrachi," and they all took their heads out, and I was holding a bottle of water, and he said, "Can I drink?" And I said, "Betach." I took my hand and gave him the bottle, and when the people around saw me giving the soldier a bottle, they started throwing at them cookies, bread, children, diapers, eggs, everything. Such demonstrations of love. Why only when there is war? Lama? Yaakov Avinu says, "Hikavtzu, he'asfu, ve'agida lachem, et asher yikre etchem be'acharit hayamim." When you will be all together, all loving so much, acharit hayamim will come. Mashiach will come. Today, Be'ezrat Hashem, we will bring Mashiach here to Lawrence. I always say to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Ribono Shel Olam, I don't know what about men, but your women are such tzadikot, and it's written, Bizchut Nashim, Tzidkaniyot Mashiach Yavo. So who cares about them, if they are tzadikim or not? It's our koach. We will learn today. What special koach HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us on this week. This week we finished Chumash Bereshit. On the week of the end of Chumash Bereshit, we say Chazak, Chazak v'nitchazek. Why do we say Chazak, Chazak v'nitchazek? Says Rabbi Yerucham Mimir Zecher Tzadik Livracha. Because on this week, the end of Sefer Bereshit, every woman can have all the kochot of our four mothers that are in Sefer Bereshit. The koach of Ima Sarah, the koach of Ima Rivka, the koach of Ima Rachel, the koach of Ima Leah. They are all concentrated in this week. Are we women with koach? What do you think? We have koach? Yes. No. We think we have koach. It looks as if we have koach, but it's not be'emet a real koach. I found out that the sentence I say the most in the house, the en li koach, en li koach, en li koach. And when do we say this? When do we say en li koach? Not when you lean on your bed or you sit on the sofa in the middle of the hardest work, en li koach, en li koach. As if you are saying to everyone, don't even think I can do something after this. En li shum koach. Once our mothers, our grandmothers, they used to make Moshe Mizrachi sheket. They used to go to the river to wash the dirty diapers. They used to, we have everything, the dishwasher and the maid, and כל הזמן אין לי כוח. How did I know that I say all the time אין לי כוח, אין לי כוח? The גננת of my little daughter told me I'm very worried about her. I said why? She said she sits all day and says אין לי כוח. I was so worried. I said to my husband, soon she's going to say אין לי כסף as well. She repeats everything imale. We don't really have koach. It seems that we are very powerful. Everyone thinks, למashal, that I'm full of koach, going from teaching, and my husband is... זה לא נכון. All the koach we have is from them. I remember once we were in a sheva brachot, and an old lady saw my husband and said to him, אז אתה הרב ימימה. She thinks that everything... And he humbly said yes. But it's not true. זה לא ככה. We really, really don't have the koach our mothers had. We break so easily because our neshamot are the last neshamot before Mashiach comes, the most fragile neshamot. It says, En ben David ba, the Mashiach doesn't come, ad shetichlena neshamot min haguf, until the last neshamot will go down. We are the last neshamot. We don't really have koach. But this week, we can ask from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem, I want to get from Sarah את כוח הצוחקות, מרבקה את כוח התינוקות, מרחל את הכוח לבכות, ומלאה את הכוח לחכות. 4 נשים חזקות. Sarah teaches us to laugh. The hardest thing for Ima Sarah was to laugh happily like Abraham could when she was told you are going to have a child at 90 years old. That's why it was so hard for her to laugh. She called her son Yitzchak. You will be able to laugh. We are going to talk about the power of laughing. We will learn from Rivka the power of tinokot, of motherhood. She is the first one that the Torah describes her struggles, her hard pregnancy. We will learn from Rachel about the power to cry. We will learn from Leah the power that will bring the Mashiach. We are all nashim leot, tired. We think that Leah is so weak. Eneha rakot. She has soft eyes. Chazal say, מה קרה? המוצץ, זה שם. קשה היא התפילה. You think that she is קשה היא התפילה. What do we learn from Ima Sarah? Doing things happily without measuring your chesed. The reason we are sad and weak, say Chazal, is because we measure chesed. If he said to me, I will say to him. If he helps me, I'll do this. If he will say thank you, I'll do something more. We measure our chesed. We cannot do unconditional chesed. We all do unconditional chesed before we get married. Why? We volunteer. We guess what they need before they ask. After marriage, you start measuring. I want equality in this house. Look at the Eshet Chayil Mizmor. Is it equal? תודה רבה. Look at it, she does everything. ותקום בעוד לילה, ותיתן טרף לביתה, הייתה כאוניות שכר ממרחק. Where is he? בשבתו עם זקני ארץ. He is sitting with his friends. מה זה? Chazal reveal us the secret of happiness. גמלת הוא. Tov. Gemalathu, it comes from the word gamal. The way Rivka gave to the Gmalim to drink and to drink and to drink. They drink so much. Don't measure. Give and give and give. Unconditional love. You'll see it coming back to you. Stop measuring chesed. I always say that when a woman is doing things with measured koach, she'll see she'll never finish working. You do the dinner, you say גמרנו, I finished, I made the חביתה, איך אומרים, the egg זה, נכון, and then you finish everything and you say גמרנו, and then there is always one child that will say, אמא, אפשר עוד חביתה? כן, בסדר. Because you measured your כוחות, you have no כוח anymore. That's, I always say, and slicha, that husbands and children are like dough. If you don't lash it enough, they stick. I will explain. Before I go out to a shiur, my baby knows that my chesed is measured. He has to nurse. He has 10 minutes now. So he knows, he feels it, even a baby, that I have only 10 minutes. No. So he stops eating and he starts doing and I say to him, "Die, Ima romantica, not now. I don't have time. Ima has to go." They feel when your chesed is measured. Go to sleep, Ima, can you tell me a story? Can. Once there was Avraham Avinu and he had a wife Sarah and she died. Laila tov. He'll never let you go. Never. Ima, I'm scared. Ima, I want to drink. Ima, I want to eat. Without measuring, without asking for reward. Yaakov sees Menashe ve'Ephraim. He asks his son Yosef, Mi ele? Abba, I just told you. It's Menashe ve'Ephraim. They were born here in Mitzrayim. Why does he ask Mi ele? Yaakov sees that those two children are not going to satisfy him, because from them there are going to be two bad people, Yerovam ve'Achav. This is not my education. Mi ele? And then it's written, Ve'einei Yaakov kavdu mizoken. He is making himself as if he doesn't see, as if he is blind. Vayenashek lahem, vayechabek lahem. If you know Hebrew and you don't, the preposition is lo lenashek le, lenashek et. It should have been written vayenashek otam, vayechabek otam. מה זה וינשק להם, ויחבק להם, says the beautiful אור החיים הקדוש. נשק, שלא במקום נישוק. חיבק, שלא במקום חיבוק. When he kisses them not on the mouth, not where he will get a kiss back. He kisses them here. When he hugs them, they don't hug him back. And he still hugs them. Unconditional love. I love you, my children. Ahavat chinam. What does it mean, ahavat chinam? Chinam means in Lashon HaKodesh, hachen shelahem. Their grace, their beauty. I love you because you have chen, my children. We don't love our children ahavat chinam. We want all the time to see things, to see what we want to see from them, to see a reward. איך אומרים תמורה? Reward? לא יודעת. Something back from them. And it happens to us with the big ones, with the Bechor. We see in the Torah, in all the Tanakh, that the Bechorim are never really the Bechorim. Never. Reuven, you should have been the Bechor, but you are not. Yishmael should have been. He is not. Esav should have been. He is not. Eliav, the brother of David HaMelech, is the Bechor, but he is not. Why? When Yaakov does this, he blesses Menashe ve'Ephraim. Yosef says, Abba, hu ha-Bechor. Says Yaakov, Nachon, Yadati bni, Yadati. He is the Bechor, but he is not the Gadol. Ha'achiv ha'katan yigdal mimeno. There is the Bechor and there is the Gadol. What's the difference between a Bechor and a Gadol? Gadol is someone that you give him such good words, such unconditional love. That's what we daven every Erev Shabbat. Vezakeni legadel. Help me, Ribono Shel Olam, to make them feel big. To say to them, you will be Gadol beYisrael. Even if I don't really see it with my eyes. We don't give this feeling to the big ones. Poor Bechorim. We ask from them so much. I remember I taught my Bechor to read when he was 2 years old. Mazeh Aleph. Mazeh Gimel. He used to answer me, Misken, Misken. How I used to clean his hair from lice. How I used to... Ma Hayom. The small ones, they have much more self-confidence, so they don't have the hundreds in the tests. They have 70s and 80s, but they are so happy, and they have so many friends, and they take care of themselves, and they go to sleep with the clothes tomorrow with the bag, and they are looking for a shidduch for themselves, and they are such happy creatures. Why? Because their Ima is exhausted. There is no bigger bracha than a tired Ima. That's what says Yaakov to Reuven. I'm so sorry. Reuven, Bechori ata, kochi vereshit oni. I still had so much koach when you were born. I put on you all Dr. Spock and all the education books and everything I learned in the shiurei. The small ones, they grow so happily with their exhausted Ima. So to be exhausted is such a matana. I always say, we all want a house of nachat. Nachat, אני רוצה nachat. And says Rabbi Yerucham Mimir, we have a special bracha. Yiddish nachat. Nachat Yehudit Amitit. Why do we say Yiddish nachat? Is it different from other nachats? Of course. Your house will never look like a house in Norway. Will never look like a house in Holland. Will never look like a house in Lawrence. Nachat says so geniusly, Rav Yerucham Mimir, Nachat Yehudit means a big balagan. He says, only when you have a huge pile of laundry A huge pile of dishes. The garbage can all the time full. When you know how to say, wow, what a huge pile of laundry, katonti, mikol hachasadim. Wait, look at this. My girls, they did not even make their bed in order. They're already big, 16, 17. Baruch Hashem, they are alive. Ki chayot hena, ishtabach shmo, Baruch Hashem. The garbage can, nes pach hazevel. Look at it. I make it empty, it's full again. Ashrei haish asher mile et ashpato. He says, beautifully and geniusly, when someone, he wants nachat, to concentrate in what he's doing, if he needs total quiet, total order, in order to sleep he needs total darkness, that's someone with no nachat at all. Because every small thing disturbs his nachat. That's not a Jewish house. Why do we have so many problems of, we call it in Hebrew, keshev verikuz, concentration and ADHD? How come? It was not existing a generation ago. Why? Because the opposite of nachat is nochut, comfortability. It's the total opposite. Our children are used to have their own rooms, their own books, their own beds, their own shower. So everything that disturbs this concentration, they are lost. Once they used to sleep 3 children in one bed. His leg was in his eye. And they were such Talmidei Chachamim. Says Rabbi Yerucham Mimir, your house is a mess. Shabbat looks like the Coca-Cola on the floor, the children under. Ze nachat Yehudit. Look at Yisachar. Yisachar needs such concentration to learn Torah. Yisachar chamor garim. Ma ze? Says the Midrash. Ma chamor ze? The same way this donkey, gramav brurim. You can clearly see the bones he has under his flesh. That's the way the Talmud, the Gemara, is clear to Yisachar. He sees it like this. Why? He wants nachat. Vayar menucha ki tov, nachat is good. Ve'et haaretz ki na'ema, pleasant, everything. That's why vayet shichmo, lisbol. He knows that if you really want concentration, if you really want nachat in your limud, you must train yourself lisbol, to suffer balagan, to suffer noise, to suffer garbage can, to suffer yelling babies in the middle of your shiur. That's Yiddish nachat. This we learn from Ima Sarah. She teaches us that the most important thing, HaKadosh Baruch Hu ko'es. Why didn't you believe? Why did you laugh, a cynic laugh, when I said you are going to be pregnant? A woman must never, ever lose her capacity to laugh. In the biggest balagan, in the biggest nisayon. You all know women like this. I'm always so jealous of them. I enter their houses, it's a mess, balagan, lichluch, and she's sitting calmly with her children doing something bleh. And I ask her mother, and she says it's isat nayar, it's glue and newspapers and all kind of yeah. How does she do it? How? Kadosh Baruch Hu says that's the way to have nachat. To be happy with your tafkid. When the Mashiach will come, he will say 2 words and we will recognize it's the Mashiach. Pakod yifkod ha'elokim etchem. You will be happy with your tafkid. But it seems so small to be with the children and to draw and to play with them. It's so huge. This week we are meeting the women of Sefer Shmot. What's their name? Pu'ah. Why is she called Pu'ah? Pu'ah is the voice that the sheep make. That's what she makes to the little babies. Would you like to be called Pua? Yeah, Doctor, Professor, Rebbetzin. You don't want to be called Mrs. She was so proud and happy of her tafkid. That's your tafkid now. Laugh. Be happy with it. Ribono shel olam, it's so hard. The thing I hate the most, is to play games from boxes with my children. I hate it. Since I have children, I keep throwing, as if I don't see, small parts of games, Lego, Playmobil, but there is something mystic about children's games. You throw them, they always come back. I can promise I threw this doll 4 years ago. She's here again. And my children love so much that Ima sits and play with them. I hate it so much. I always, when I buy games, never buy games from age 9 to 99, never. I always buy until 7 years old. So when they ask me, Ima, רוצה לשחק? I say, very much, but it's written that I can swallow big parts. It's dangerous. אני לא יכולה. A few months ago, my sweet son Natan, they see me going out in the evening to shiurim, and they want to grab this Ima, and he came to me with a game and said, Ima, את רוצה לשחק איתי סולמות וחבלים? I don't know, ladders. יפה. Can I speak Hebrew? And I said, בסדר. I slept on the sofa and I told him, in one condition. You throw the kubiyot and you move the soldiers. He looked at me and said, she's a Rabbanit, she won't lie that way. She probably has a meaning behind this. I did not. I slept on the sofa and I see him throwing the kubiyot and moving my soldier, his soldier, my soldier, his soldier, and I won. I felt so horrible. So horrible. Yemima, you have to say thank you that you have a child to play with. כמה צריך לומר תודה, תודה. The most depressing shiur I ever had, sad shiur. I came and I saw 36 beautiful young women, all of them widows. Their husbands were burnt in the Hara Carmel, trying to overcome the huge fire. 10 babies were born after their abbas were burned. And I gave a shiur. At the end of the shiur, a woman said to me, I had a dream, can you explain this dream to me? And I looked at her, and then someone else said, I had the same dream. And the one near her said, Gam ani. And she said, Gam ani. The Ephraim woman, the Chiloni woman, the Druzit, they all had the same dream. 36 women. What did they dream? How? Once more, he opens the door of the house and he enters. One dreamt him coming with his uniform. One dreamt him coming with a talit of Shabbat. One saw him coming all burnt from the Carmel. And they told me, Yemima, if only one more time, he will open the door and get in. That's all I'm asking for. And you, Baruch Hashem, you open the door of your house, the children, your husband, your Ima, your sister, your roommates, your mother-in-law. You have so many things to be thankful for. How much we should say Toda Rabba Ribono Shel Olam for the smallest things. My Abba, he is a big tzaddik, be'emet, and he is sick with a bad disease. Now he cannot eat regular food. And the bracha my father loved the most, and he sang it, and he almost danced when he used to say it, was Birkat HaMazon. He tells me all the time, do you know, Yemima, how I miss Birkat HaMazon? Now you sit next to me, you eat bread, and you say Birkat HaMazon. I only want this privilege of saying Amen, 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 Amen. And I say to myself, did I ever think that it's such a nice to say Birkat HaMazon? Hashem, Toda. Toda al Birkat HaMazon, Toda al Bracha, Toda al Amen, Toda al Amen group that is here. Toda Gdola. So Sarah Imenu teaches us the capacity to laugh. How can we laugh, Yemima? How can we keep this capacity? The first thing Chazal tell us is move the body. Avraham Avinu he could laugh when HaKadosh Baruch Hu told him, you are going to have a baby. Why? He was moving. Vayarotz, vayemaher, vayavo. We forgot to move. Once we used to run, to walk. Today you have to go to the fridge, you go on the chair so you won't be tired. Move your body and be happy. Eat as much as you want. A woman needs to eat to be happy. We are making diets and we are so nervous and so HaKadosh Baruch Hu says to you, I prefer when you are fat and happy than skinny and Ahmadinejad. Eat. Ima is all in the house, mamash. We have to daven for happiness. Ribono shel olam, don't take from us the capacity to laugh. Give us the koach to be happy with our tafkidim. That's the koach of Ima Sarah. Ima Rivka is the koach of motherhood. We must understand that every child that comes to this world gives birth to more koach of motherhood. Another koach of rachamim came to the world. When Ima Rivka feels so bad, she goes to Shem Va'ever and says, what's going on in my womb? And they tell her, don't worry. From you, two big men are going to get out. Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi and Antoninus Hager. And she's so happy. She goes home happily. Why? How does it solve her distress? What was the distress of Rivka? Lama ze anochi? Why do I have to carry in my womb such hatred? She knows she is the Ima of Hitler. She is the Ima of Lenin. She is the Ima of Stalin. Whenever she feels contractions, she knows it's the Jews in Kishinev pogroms doing like this. Lama ze anochi? You know that I'm a lawyer in my profession. When I was a stagiaire with a criminal judge, I used to see those sons, lo alenu, lo alechem, that stole, that murdered. Their poor Ima, sitting in the audience, in the courtroom, with this look in her eyes, lama ze anochi? Why me, ribono shel olam? Who needed these sons, this shame? And then she goes to Shem Va'ever, and they tell her, beautiful news, Nachon, you carry in your womb the hatred of the world, Esav veYaakov. But in many, many years, the wife of Rabban Gamliel is going to give birth to a little child. She wants to make Brit Milah to him, but it's forbidden. The Romans said, whoever makes Brit Milah to his little baby will go to the emperor and he will be killed with his baby. But Rabban Gamliel says to her, this is the mitzvah. We must make a Brit Milah. They are making Brit Milah. It's Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi. But the emperor hears that she made Brit Milah and he says, the Ima with her small Yudale will come to me and will be killed. She takes her small baby and walks to the palace of the Roman emperor. She is so thirsty in the middle of the way. She knocks on her friend's door, her Roman friend's door, and she says to her, wow, you came here, but you have a small baby. Yes, I gave birth 9 days ago, says the wife of Rabban Gamliel. I gave birth too. This is my little Antoninus. Why are you traveling so far 9 days after birth? She says, because I made Brit Milah. I'm going to the Roman emperor. She says, no, take my child. We'll change babies. You'll show that he has no Brit Milah and everything is going to be okay. Thank you, my good friend. She takes little Antoninus. On her way, she nurses him. And Chazal say that from her pure milk, he was mitgayer. He made giyur at the end. And she brings the Antoninus to the emperor, and he says, it's not a Brit Milah at all. Go safely to your house. Rivka knows that in many, many, many generations ahead, there will be a ceasefire in that horrible hatred in the world, because there are mothers in the world, and mothers care for their children more than anything else. It's not what we see with the Arabs in Eretz Israel that send their children to die, to be shaheed. They think they are holy when they kill themselves. But Rivka sees that when there are, as long as there are mothers in the world, there are rachamim in the world. We must know that every time that we give birth, there is more koach ima in the world. And imahot with their tefillot are going to bring the Mashiach. So Hashem give us the koach of Rivka, the koach of the rechem, the koach of the rachamim. Let us add more chesed, more rachamim, more care in this world. And we come to the koach of Rachel, the koach of tears. Harav Pinkus Zatzal says, all the Yeridat Hadorot we see is because we don't cry enough as our mothers did, as our grandmothers did. I remember my grandmother, we used to come to her house for vacation. She saw us, she cried. We were there eating, she cried. We were going home, she cried. Every time she saw us, she cried. I thought that we must look horrible. Whenever Savta sees us, she is crying. The capacity of crying, we are losing it more and more and more. Lama? Because that's the definition of losing hope. When you don't have hope anymore, you don't have tears anymore. You fly to Uman, all this long, horrible way in Aerosuite. It's not an airplane, it's a loidatma, korkinet. You come to that, you don't have one tear. You look everywhere around you, they cry, you try to do the same. And you cannot. Tears are, as long as you have really hope that things will change. Chazal, the Tanakh, tells us about David HaMelech. HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells him, you took Uriah's wife, Bathsheba. You'll have a beautiful baby with Bathsheba, but he will be very sick and he will die. And Bathsheba gives birth to such a beautiful baby, and he becomes so sick. And David HaMelech sits on the floor, doesn't eat, doesn't drink, he tears his clothes. And one day, he sees his servants looking weird. Ma kara? They don't answer him. Met hayeled? Did the child die? Vayomru lo, met hayeled. Why didn't you tell me? Because we saw your state when the child was alive. So if we would have told you that he died, what would you do? He says, Ma pitom, bring me clean clothes, bring me food, bring me to drink. Lama? They ask him. And he answered. Such a beautiful answer. It's the definition of crying. Emish, yesterday, צעקתי ובכיתי, I cried and yelled, כי אמרתי, אולי יחיה הילד, because I said maybe this child will live, but now, עכשיו, הן אנוכי הולך אליו, והוא לא ישוב אליי. I'm going up there, he will not come back, so give me to eat. It's such a definition of hope. When situation is hopeless, you don't have one tear. When I see my beautiful, talented, tznuot, tzadikot students waiting for their zivug a year and more, as long as they cry, I know that they will have their geula. Last week I told a story about Harav Lau. Harav Lau was little Lolek, 6 years old, when his concentration camp was released. He was hiding behind a huge pile of bodies. The American soldier which saw him, which is until today his very good friend, saw two big eyes and one thin boy, and he told him, come, I came to help you. Don't be scared, smile. And little Lolek, Arav Israel Lau, said to him, I don't know how to smile, and I also forgot how someone cries. Harav Lau says that he did not cry. For years he came to Israel, he doesn't cry. He makes Kaddish on his parents, he doesn't cry. He goes to the yeshivot and he's so lonely, he doesn't cry. He gets married, and under his chuppah, he feels suddenly something wet on his cheeks, something he did not feel for such a long time. It's tears. Then he said, I knew. Churban, destruction, is finished. Binyan is starting. I will get married. I will have children. I will have grandchildren and great-grandchildren because I could cry. We must ask from Rachel. Rachel doesn't cry. Rachel lo bocha. Rachel mevaka. She makes you cry. Whenever you remember her, she says, please, please cry. Don't you know that whenever you cry, I'm there to cry with you. On our parashat Shmot, Batya, the daughter of Paro, sees the teva of Moshe Rabbeinu. When she sees the teva, ותפתח ותראהו את הילד. It's written in the Zohar. Batya is the Shechina. She sees the Yeled, you and you and you, crying. What does the Shechina do when she sees someone from Am Yisrael crying? Vatikra et em hayeled. She's calling the mother of this child. Who is em hayeled? Says the Zohar. Rachel imenu. Whenever the Shechina sees someone of Am Yisrael crying, she is calling et em hayeled. Rachel, your daughter is crying. Ruti, Sarah, Rivka, she's crying. And then em hayeled comes and nurses you. Whenever you shed a tear, Ima Rachel is with you. So we have to ask from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, אני רוצה to be happy with my life and my tafkid, like Sarah, to have the power of motherhood, like Rivka, to be able to shed tears of hope and construction, like Rachel. And the most important koach for our generation, the koach of the Ima of the Mashiach, the koach of Leah, to wait and wait and wait and wait until your Geula comes. At the generation of Mashiach, nothing comes on time. Ikveta demshicha. Ikveta means delay. Women don't give birth anymore in their 40th week. Gamarno. What week are you? 62. When are you going to give birth? Everything is in delay. Getting married in delay. Learning in delay. שידוכים, delay. פרנסה, delay. למה? למה זה ככה? Hashem is looking at us and saying, please hold on. Be like Leah. It's written, עיניה רכות. Chazal say, עיניה ארוכות. She's a long-range runner. רצה למרחקים ארוכים. She's waiting and waiting and waiting, and she's getting it all. Not like Ima Rachel, that is always in the middle of the way. Al em haderech. Leah gets to the end of the derech. How does she do it? She knows how to daven and daven and daven and daven. Imale, איך זה קשה. If we would have seen that HaKadosh Baruch Hu answers our tefillot, wouldn't we hold the siddur all day? But he does not. Always, during these parashot, ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהכל נהיה בדברו. Amen. I remember my son, זיכרונו לברכה, His name was Yosef Chai. I called him this name because already when he was in my beten, the doctors told me that his heart is so sick and he won't survive. And I said, the same way everyone thought that Yosef did not live and he was alive, he is going to live. Yosef Chai. And really, all my students all around the world davened for him, and he went through horrible operations. And he was a miracle, mamash, a walking miracle. The doctors said, wow, how long he really survives. And suddenly one day, he got a heart attack and he was niftar. And I always say how a name we give is a prophecy. Only after he was niftar. I saw in the parasha when they are saying to Yaakov, Od Yosef Chai, the name of my son. What's written just near it? Vayafeg libo. He got a heart attack. Mamash. Ki lo ha'emin lahem. And then the big, hard questions. What happened to all your tefillot? I saw all my talmidot coming to the shiva with this huge question mark in their eyes. No, Yemima, no. You said every tefillah is being answered. HaKadosh Baruch Hu listens to tefillot. Where did they all go, those tefillot? Efo, באמת efo. And then I read this beautiful Ramak, Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, and he says so beautifully, your tefillah, every tefillah is being answered at once, miyad, the minute you daven, online. But it doesn't give you what you ask for. It does give you always, immediately, try me, one thing. It's called, in the words of the Ramak, סבלנות לסבל שלך. Patience to your suffering. For example, you are waiting for your zivug. It's not that you will go to the kotel, you'll push everyone, you'll get to the kotel and say, Hashem, I can't anymore, I want to meet him today. It's not that you'll get out of the kotel, your bag is going to fall, and someone צדיק, ירא שמיים, יפה, עשיר, will pick up all the things you lost and we look at you and say, will you marry me? It won't happen. The truth is, I don't know. Such weird things happen. In Sograim, I will tell you about a student of mine that said to me, Yemima, I'm not going to shiduchim anymore. Gamarnu. Probably HaKadosh Baruch Hu did not prepare a shiduch for me. It's shtuyot, of course. We think that our neshama, suddenly HaKadosh Baruch Hu put it in the world, it fell from his hands, and now he said, who will marry her? Poor thing. And so I told her once more, מה אכפת לך? עוד אחד. She said, it's your responsibility. I said, בסדר. She goes to בנייני האומה in Yerushalayim, waiting to see who is coming now. And she sees, why? דווקא נחמד. And he looks at her and says, המחיה, סוף סוף, something to look at. And they sit together and they talk. And then she says, Yosef, it's 1 o'clock already, it's very late. He says, I am not Yosef. Aren't you Rachel? She says, no. I'm Ruti. Let's run away before the two other ones. This couple is married today so happily. So when HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to give you something, He will. I have so many students that think when I'll lose 8 kilos, when I'll work on my midat ha'ka'as, when I will say I'll get married. Ma pitom, the worst day when you are in your horrible robe at home, you added, לא יודעת מה, 50 kilos, someone knocks on the door, מה אתה רוצה? מזל טוב, that's it. ככה הקדוש ברוך הוא makes things. So it's not that you will go to the kotel and the הקדוש ברוך הוא, לא, but you'll see a miracle. You'll come to the kotel, you'll push everyone, and you'll say, הקדוש ברוך הוא, I want it today. And then you'll find that when you go out of the kotel, suddenly you have סבלנות, לסבל שלך. You know what הקדוש ברוך הוא? Take 2 more weeks. 3 weeks. Give her first. Look how miserable she looks. That's what תפילה give us. סבלנות לסבל שלך. That's why davening hard for a sick person always helps. I hear this question so many times. Yemima, should we daven for him? He's so sick. Of course, because your tefillot are going to help those that are going to stay after his ptira to hold with their suffering, with their sevel. You must. We must ask. daven for our tefillah. Tefillah ala tefillah. HaKadosh Baruch Hu don't ever take from us the cheshek and koach and will to להתפלל. So this tefillah is not being answered. So this one lo. So this one lo. בבקשה, ריבונו של עולם. And the koach that bring Mashiach is the koach of lefargen. There is no word in English. To see someone happy or sad and to be there with him. This week we meet the koach of the Geula. We meet Moshe, we meet Aharon, and we meet Miriam. Let's learn about their special koach. Koach of Moshe. To cry. We never ever in any history of leaders of the world, we never met the leader at his first appearance crying. You don't see the biography of Napoleon, he cried. נכון? מה פתאום? At the age of 2 he used to kill cats. That's what they will write about him. Moshe Rabbeinu, we meet him crying. Why is he crying? Listen to the beautiful Zohar. Batya saves him. ותפתח, ותראהו את הילד. He is laughing. He is so happy. Someone came to save him. והנה, suddenly, נער בוכה. Why do you cry? You were so happy. ותפתח, ותראהו את הילד. והנה, נער בוכה. Then she understands. I know where this crying is coming from. ילדי העברים זה. He is crying for all the other children that were not saved. From ילדי העברים, the suffering of the other children. זה. This crying comes. That's the koach of Moshe Rabbeinu. When he is saved, he remembers those that were not. The mitzvah of a kala under her chuppah, it's the mivchan, the test of leadership. When you are a kala under your chuppah, can you cry now for what? For Churban Yerushalayim, for all those of your friends that are not married yet, because כל הנושא אישה כאילו בנה חורבה מחורבות ירושלים. The sorrow of those that are not married yet, it's the destruction of Yerushalayim. You must cry for them when you are happy. Moshe Rabbeinu was so comfortable in the palace. וירא בסבלותם. When I'm happy, I see the suffering of others. That's why the Chatan says to the Kala under the chuppah, הרי את מקודשת לי בטבעת זו כדת. Moshe, don't forget, when you are happy with your children, with your husband, she's not, and she's not, and she's not. Can you cry with them? That's the first thing you need to bring Geula. The second thing, Aharon. You are not the bride. You are the big sister of the bride. You are the friend of the bride. She's under the chuppah. You are not. Can you be happy with her? To cry for someone's distress, yafeh. To be happy with someone's simcha when you don't have it. That's Aharon HaKohen. For years, he had Am Yisrael on his small shoulders. For years. And suddenly comes Moshe Rabbeinu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says to Moshe, you'll be the leader. אני לא רוצה. Why do you refuse? You are humble. How can you 1 week say to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, לא רוצה? My brother Aharon, he took them all these years. I'm going to deprive him from the manhigut, from leadership? Hashem says to him, you don't understand. ורעך ושמח בליבו. Can you stand in the audience when your young nephew is getting married and sing for him? Oh, I. That's being Aharon. Is that enough? No. Chazal say, if Aharon had known that the Torah will write ורעך ושמח בליבו, he'll be happy for you, Moshe, in his heart, he would have made demonstrations of happiness. בתופים ובמחולות היה יוצא לקראתו. He would have demonstrated his happiness. ככה. Can you do it? לא, ימימה, לא. I'm very happy that she's getting married. Don't ask for me to dance all the Chatuna and say Mazal Tov. I'm very happy my friend opened a store near my store. She's selling the very same things. באמת, פרנסה מהשמיים. Don't ask me to go to her and say Mazal Tov. I wish all my customers... who can do it? Miriam הנביאה. Miriam is born in Egypt, and her Ima says to her, Miriam, why were you born in such a generation? You'll never get married in Mitzrayim. You'll never have children in Mitzrayim. She had, but they were sure she wouldn't. You came in such a bitter time to the world. That's why I will call you bitterness. Miriam, Maror. Yemima, is Miriam a bad name? That's the first question I hear. No. It's a beautiful name. Miriam, says Reb Shimshon Raphael Hirsch, is the ability to turn maror, bitterness, into lehitromem, to raise yourself from all the troubles you have. As Miriam, זה שם מצוין. Also Rachel. Always say, is Rachel a bad name? מה פתאום? Rachel is a bad name. Rachel is happy and full of mazal and tfilot and geula. She calls her bitterness, Miriam. Miriam knows she'll never get married. She also knows she'll never have a baby of her own. And she is pu'ah. She sees all her friends having babies. She's taking the baby. She is singing to him. She is putting on him Johnson & Johnson. She is kacha. And then, happy and asleep, she gives him to his Ima and says to her, Mazal Tov, I'm so happy with you. That brings the Mashiach. Reb Zaychek, Harav Chaim Zaychek asks, why did Yaakov make the sons so jealous? Again and again and again. Kotonet pasim, he makes to Yosef. When Esav comes, he puts Yosef and Rachel last, so Esav won't see them. What about the others? He makes discriminations between Ephraim and Menashe. He gives 2 parts to Yosef. ואני נתתי לך שכם אחד. Why? Because, says Reb Zaychek, the test of the Geula and the Mashiach, will you be able, when you are so lacking, to lefargen to another person? But not at the generation of Mashiach. Everyone is lacking. Everyone. Sometimes I see, יש איזה כיסא? A chair? I'm old. Sometimes I see, איזה מתוקה. תודה רבה. Sometimes I see a woman in my shiurim and I say to myself, Yemima, she has no problems. Such children, such a husband, such parnasa, such yirat shamayim. And then she comes and tells her story. She's suffering as well. We are so lacking, all of us. She doesn't have health. She doesn't have happiness. She doesn't have parnasa. Can we be happy to demonstrate our happiness in our friends' advantages welfare. This is the taste of the Mashiach. What do we have to do to bring Mashiach? Our big mama, our big Ima, which I miss so much, Rabbanit Bat-Sheva Kanievsky, always used to tell us when we came to her, עוד סנטימטר אחד. She did not mean צניעות, she did not mean clothes also, but she meant one more centimeter of happiness when you greet your children that are coming home. One more centimeter of tefillah. One more centimeter of not speaking Lashon Hara. It's so much. I always used to tell her, I'm so ashamed, I speak Lashon Hara. And she told me, and I tell her, in the morning, I get up and say, Yemima, today you won't speak any Lashon Hara. So in the morning, Baruch Hashem, at noon, I want everyone to see I have a Lashon Hara to say, and I don't. לא חשוב, I can't, זה Lashon Hara. In the evening, I already know all the pages by heart in the Chafetz Chaim. When I am allowed, when it's a mitzvah to speak Lashon Hara, I have to save Am Yisrael. I will be sick if I won't say it. And then I say it. And I used to say to Rabbanit Kanievsky, look, she used to say, Azma. You know that every time that you don't speak in the morning, HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes all his malachim, angels, and says to them, look how Yemima Mizrachi shoteket. Wow. At noon, he takes them and says, she is still shoteket. Wow. So in the evening, Azma, tomorrow is a new day. You'll start from the beginning. Every centimeter is important. And I want to tell you that Am Yisrael, the women of Am Yisrael, all of them are making 1 centimeter more and one more and one more. My sweet, sweet students, I was on a Shabbat with students from the Technion, far, far from Judaism, מאוד, they don't know שום דבר. And I spoke of tzniut, which is the hardest subject. At the end, got up a Russian student and said, רציתי להגיד לכולם, I wanted to say to everyone, after I heard this shiur about tzniut, I'm giving up spaghetti. And everyone applauded, and I said, what's wrong with spaghetti? Why doesn't she eat pasta? And then they explained to me that spaghetti means those shirts with a thin, I said to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'll explain to you later. All the time I have to inform that. What was so sweet about this girl? She took a dress from her suitcase, also with short sleeves. A little bit, she went from spaghetti to lasagna. But she was so proud of these small centimeters. And I tell you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu was so proud with her. You can't understand how be'emet people, women, are yearning for spirituality, for tzniut, for getting near to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I want to do with you now in this holy house what Harav Ovadia Yosef told me to do. I have the zchut to get into his room, very, very precious moments. And every time I want to ask him, Harav, מה הכי חשוב? What's the most important thing to tell בנות ישראל? שבת, צניעות, לא יודעת מה, גמילות חסדים. He says, no. They are such tzadikot. Tell them that we need only a few more tefillot of women until the Mashiach comes. He told me, do you know what Bat Yisrael means? Bat is the black of the eye of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shomreni keishon bat ayin. Whenever you finish a shiur, he told me, you tell the woman, each and every one of them, 1 minute to ask for something she wants and needs the most. Tell them that 500 skies are opened above their heads. And this tefillah of theirs goes up to Kiseh HaKavod. Because when HaKadosh Baruch Hu sees them, his eyes, davening like that, he says, Enayim sheli, I can't tell you no. If you just tell them what's the koach of tefillot of many Bnot Yisrael together after a shiur Torah. Why do I do this tefillah every time? Because I am selfish. I saw miracles from this tefillah. Exactly a year ago, my son wants to go to the yeshiva of his big brothers, the yeshiva that all his friends are going to. And the Rosh Yeshiva calls me and says, Gveret Mizrachi, he cannot. He doesn't have their talents. He cannot learn in our yeshiva. And I said to my husband, Chaim, I'm not telling him this. He will break down. He is so sensitive. He's so... אני לא אומרת לו. My husband said, מה לא אומרת לו? He has to find a yeshiva. לא. אני לא אומרת לו. את לא נורמלית. אני יודעת. Aleph Elul is coming. Aleph Elul, the first day of the yeshiva. All his friends buy new suits. I buy him a new suit. All his friends buy גמרא מסכת ברכות. I buy him גמרא מסכת ברכות. מה את עושה? One evening before Aleph Be'elul, I have a big kenes in Bat Yam. Many women. And I say at the end, you must now daven with all your hearts, 500 skies above our heads. And I cry and say to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem, I don't have enough zchuyot. She has, and she has, and she has, and she has. The morning after they met, a phone call, 7:30 in the morning from the Rosh Yeshiva, Gveret Mizrachi, bring your son. I did not ask why, how I came. I put him there and I ran away until today. I did not bring him back home. I did not ask Lama, because I know Lama. That tefillot of Bnot Israel can do anything, can bring the Mashiach achshav to this house, mamash. I want us all. דקה אחת של תפילה גדולה. Something that you want and need the most. Your tefillah goes up to Kisei HaKavod. That's the promise of Rav Ovadia Yosef. One for yourself and one for this precious, beloved Am Yisrael. דקה אחת של תפילה. תהא השעה הזאת שעת רחמים ועת רצון. יהי רצון that anyone here that is waiting for her zivug, for her son's zivug, for her daughter's zivug, she'll hear good besorot this month. Amen. יהי רצון that everyone that is waiting for a little child in 9 months will tell me, Yemima, אל הנער הזה התפללתי. That all the sad women will become happy, all the poor will become rich, all the fat will become skinny, all the skinny will become fat. Next shiur be'ezrat Hashem in the azara of Bet HaMikdash, ba'agala ובזמן קריב. Thank you so